Okay, so whenever you guys are ready.
Okay. Um, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to Mr. E. My name is Ampar Rafiza, and today me and my group mates, Miss Azmina and Miss I Nina, will be presenting on Gagne model of instructional design and color theory. So to start the presentation, I will be introducing you to who Robert Gagne is. So who is Robert Gagne? So Robert Gagne is an American psychologist who introduced the world to good instruction and good instruction should be. In his most famous book, The Condition of Learning, he published his findings on the steps of promoting effective learning. So Robert Gagne actually introduced two things. First, he introduced the five categories of learning, which is known as Gagne taxon- taxonomy. Second is the nine event of instruction, which he proposes that learner experience nine steps of learning when they are taught something. So this event should satisfy or provide the necessary basis for the should satisfy or provide the necessary condition for learning and serve as a basis for designing instruction. So what are the nine events of instruction that Gagne has proposed? So the first event of instruction is gaining attention. So when you want to teach someone, you have to gain their attention. You can do this by asking them question or maybe introducing them to medias such as videos and etc. So in a web design process, what you can do to gain people's attention is by making sure the site is visually pleasing and visually attractive towards the learners so that the learners feel comfortable to stay on your site, uh, and also mm, they know they know that how should I say, like they're comfortable by using your site by just seeing what colors or what layout your site is. Next is to inform learners of objective. So after you get their attention, you have to tell them what they can expect from their learning process. Um, in a web design process, this can be done by making sure that when the learner is seeing your site for the first time, they already know what they can expect from your site. For example, if your site is an e-learning platform, they know what they can expect study materials, they can expect medias from your site. The next event of instruction is stimulate recall of prior learning. This is when you relate the topic with their prior knowledge. In a web designing process, you can do this by, sorry, you can do this by making sure that the layout they use for the site is something that they are used to using and make they are used to using and making sure that it can be navigated very easily. Uh, the next event of instruction is to present the stimulus, aka to present your content. So after you gain the attention of the learners, you inform the objective, and you already recall their prior knowledge, you can now present your content. So in a site, in a web designing process, is that now that the learners or the users way already know how to use your site, they can now access the study material that you offer in the site. And the next step is to provide learning guidance. In this step, uh, you can you have to uh, give them some guidance on how they can learn um, the how should I say, how they can learn the skills or how they can do the work for the things that they are learning. So for a web design process, this means that you need to make sure that the layout are easily understandable, meaning that it's very straightforward. So they know where to click to get the correct study material, where to click to get the to get to the correct site and such and such. So for the next four instructions, I will be giving the presentation to Miss Azmina.
Okay, thank you, Hamiza. Okay, so for my part of presentation, I will continue for number 6, that is elicit performance. Um, so elicit performance is to provide simple quizzes or question in class activity in the study material section. This is just to check for briefly for the learner's understanding of what they have learned in the website. Number 7 is providing feedback. I think we should put an option where you can ask a question and submit your feedback about the site just to see if the website is functioning. Yes, functioning, I mean. Uh, for number 8, assess performance. The web developer can put some tests to check the learner's understanding as a whole for the course that they have taken. This is to check if the learners have fully mastered the course that they have taken in the website. For number 9, enhance retention and transfer. I think developers can put an option in the website, maybe something like a forum, so that all the learners can gather together and discuss the stuff that they have learned so that they will not forget them. Moving on to the example, you can see here the screenshot of the website of Khan Academy website. It is visually attractive with picture, especially the picture that they use is very eye-catching. When you scroll your cursor on top of the picture, you will see something like a planet moving. So I think that is very important to attract attention from the people that open the homepage, so they will continue to stay. Next is having a very clear objective. At the first glance at the website, you can already tell what the website is about. So you know that this website is an something like e-learning website. So I think that is very clear. Next one is the content for the site, especially the study materials, as you can see, are very easily visible. If you want to look for the courses, you can see on the top left, the courses are just there. So it is very easy to navigate the website to find them. So next, I will go to explain about color theory. The first one is the hue. Hue is basically just another name for color. So nothing is too deep about it. It's basically just calling the color as it is, like pink hue, purple hue, green hue. Next is the saturation. Saturation is the intensity of the color. It is not about the color changing from darker to lighter, but it is more to uh, sorry, it's more to um, it is changing how intense the actual color is. Like as an example, if a red color that is fully saturated, you will see that it is a really bright red, but a red color that is fully desaturated will become just gray, not red at all. The next one is lightness. Lightness is basically how light or dark a color can get. It is basically adding a white or black into the color. The difference between lightness and saturation is all the colors in lightness are fully saturated, but the difference is they are either darker or lighter. So the darker color are called as shades, and the lighter one will be called as tint. As an example, you can see is when you see those swatches of foundation shade, you can see it goes from darker color to lighter color. Next, I will pass my presentation to Miss Aina.
All right, thank you, Mina, for your insight on color theory. So I'll be continuing the color theory from here. So I'll be sharing the slide first, so it's more easy for me to uh, give the example. Okay. All right. For color groups, we need to remember that color has three groups, which is primary, secondary, and tertiary. So what is primary? So can we like flashback back to your high school moments when you have to do your pendidikan seni and make a color wheel of color. So this is it if you remember. So when we were learning about the color, our teachers will teach you that the primary color is three, which is red here, yellow, and blue. And for the secondary color is a mixture of two combination of red, blue, blue, and yellow to red. So it will get purple, orange, and green. And lastly, the tertiary color is basically the same as secondary, but we mix the color with the secondary color that we will get here. The slightly orange-ish color, and here yellowish green, and another shade of blue, and a darker shade of purple. So that's the color of groups. And moving on to the color meaning. So we need to remember that each colors has its own representation. So if we think about red color, maybe think about love or being passionate, Valentine's Day, um, hot and spicy, McDonald's, something like that. So for like e-learning website, they tend to use green colors, so it's more easy on the eyes. Like it will make the viewers to stay on the sites more. So and moving on to the formulas. So when we want to use the color theory, it's when we want to choose our design, or when we want to paint a wall of your room, or when we want to um, choose our outfit, we can use this color theory, this wheel over here. So there are some formulas that may help us when designing or choosing the colors. So the first one would be the most easiest formula, which is monochromatic. For monochromatic, we only use one color. It's easy because we just choose one color, and we just use our knowledge on saturation just now, as mentioned by Mina, and we use it just like on this example. We choose one color from here, for example here, and then we toned it down. So, and we can look this example on the next slide. I will show it to you. The next one is analogous, which is use three colors next to each other. For my example here, on the color palette, I choose these three colors here. So red, orange, and orange yellowish. So this formula is nice, but it's hard if you use other colors than these three. For example, like blue, green, and another shade of blue. So to make it not very striking or not pleasing to the eyes, you have to play with your colors. So you can make your own interpretation when using these three colors. So the next one would be complementary colors. Complementary colors is basically the colors opposite each other, which is like a straight line from this wheel to this here, this side. So if we on the example given here, I chose blue with orange. So this theory says that this color is suitable to each other. So if you want if you say that it's not really nice to look at because you choose striking color or the shade of color is darker, so you have to add varieties to it. So you will make the colors more lighter by adding like saturation to it. So the next one will be split complementary. It's like a skinny triangle, if I may say. It's stringy color schemes. It's this color have same level of contrast, but it gave us more option to work with. So we may get more potentially interesting result from it. So if you see the example here, the split commentary here, I choose green, red, a green, this maroon color and orange. So you have to play around it. So you will get this combination of color palette. So it looks nice when you want to use it on your design. And the next formula is triadic. This is the perfect triangle. It will be performed perfect triangle with three colors. For this example, I choose purple, um, orange, and green. So bear in mind that this color is really striking. So if you want to use it, you have to remember that it may not functioning as an e-learning website design, but if you want to say you want to use this color schemes for movies or your product, but based on what product it is, so maybe this triadic color may help you. So the last formula is tetradic. It will form uh, a rectangle on the wheel, basically like a rectangle, any kind of rectangle that you can form here on the wheel. So this rectangle wheel usually has two complementary color pairs, as I mentioned just now about the complementary formula. So this color usually works the best if you let one color dominate while the other serve as the accent. That's why I'm giving here the blue color dominates with the color of purple, orange, and yellow. Okay, that's it for the formula. So moving on the example. So let's pretend that this is the mood board for what design that you have in mind. So the first step that you need to do when you want to make your own design based on the color theory is you have to get inspiration for from pictures. So you can use your favorite pictures and scatter around here and arrange it however you like on the board. And then secondly, the next step, you can use like your sticky notes, or like on this board you have the option to put like sticky note icons, and maybe you can have your own notebook to for you to scribble down what is nice to use, what color is suitable to each other. And then three, don't be afraid to use arrows and circles when you want to um pick color for your design. So this is will make you to draw you attention to what is the best for your design. So when you want to look at your choice of colors, when you see the markers and the circles, so we already get the gist of what you already have in mind. So last but not least, then we will get the choice of colors that we have got from the pictures, which is here. This you have to play around. So you just lay everything, every color that you have found, and just put it here so you can play around. So and then when it comes to website designing process, you have to keep in mind of the do's and the don'ts. So you already have your color palette, right? So we need to remember the rules too. So first we have to remember that we need to fix two striking colors by adjusting its color lightness, darkness, and saturation, as I mentioned in on the formulas just now. So you want to choose a purple, but sometimes that purple is really striking. The shades are too dark, so you have to adjust it. And the colors, next one, colors should be legible and easy on the eyes. As you can see on Canva website here, if you look at it, it looks so nice and easy on the eyes. It will attract more viewers to use their website, and they will think that it's a professional website. It's not a shady one that you will get virus every time you use it, you know. So bear in mind when you redoing website designing process, we need to have natural color, so it will balance out. So for this website, we always use white color, or mostly white color to as background. So we never see professional accounts using other colors like red, blue, or yellow as their background. You know, that's usually how blogs use. We don't use it on website. Like for example, like Canva, it's more professional use. So the last one, you need to remember that every color has its own message. So choose wisely when you want to choose the color. And you, like for example, like let's take an example from last semester. They did assignment on animal endanger, right? So maybe some of them will usually use the typical colors of nature, which is green. And maybe they use brown, so it will like represent the flora and fauna for the whole team of animal endangered. So use wisely when you want to make the color schemes for your website designing process. Yep, I think that's about it for my part. I hope our presentation is easy to understand, and thank you.